A couple of days ago, we told you about Paramount entering into negotiations with Roberto Orci for the directing duties on the upcoming Star Trek III. According to Variety magazine, those talks have ended and Orci is now officially set to direct. There is no word yet on a timetable for Star Trek III. However, 2016 marks the 50th anniversary of the franchise, and it's assumed Paramount will want to capitalize on that. Mary, buy or sell Roberto Orci getting the director's chair for Star Trek III?
I don't know. I'm going to buy it, I think, because he has so much experience with this world. He's one of the guys behind the brainchild of the reboot to begin with, and I really liked the first one. The second one I enjoyed, but it wasn't quite as much of a home run for me as the first. And, you know, he created this world, so it's going to be interesting to see him step into the director's chair. He doesn't have a ton of experience as a director, which makes me a little hesitant, but he also has worked so closely with J.J. Abrams. I think in terms of consistency for the franchise, he can take it and continue that. I also think it's going to be the 50th anniversary of the series, of the whole thing. So it'll be interesting. I'll buy it.
I'm going to have to sell this, and by not a ton of directing experience, if the word you were looking for was none. And that's why I got set. And look, first of all, let me say this. I got a little bit of bias for Roberto Orci. I'm a big fan of Roberto Orci's. He's done a couple of things with me at Comic-Con a number of occasions. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy, and I'm honestly really happy for him that he's getting this opportunity. And you're right, nobody else knows the world as good as him. We talked about this the other day. There's several factors that make him an ideal choice, but I still feel like a guy who has never directed a soap commercial. His first film shouldn't be a $200 million tentpole. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for him. I'm going to hope for the best, and I'm super happy for him. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. But for now, for me, it's got to be a sell. Fair. Christian?
I'm going to sell it. Just because the coach leaves doesn't mean you hire the assistant coach right away.
That's
and I agree with all your points that he was there. He knows the world. He was probably watching over.
He knows all the players involved.
Knows everybody. Everybody knows him, and he's a creative force and really knows the world too. And we could all be in 2-3 years from now saying we were wrong.
Hope so.
But
hope so.
That being said, if I'm a studio head, this is a huge risk. Like, you have so many directors out there that could take this and run with it. And again, guys that were lined up, again, you could have thrown it in Disney's face, and maybe guys that were lined up for the Star Wars movies that they wanted, you put them on this. It's familiar.
JJ is still producing. It would be cool to see this be like a Poltergeist where Toby Hooper is directing. But it's really Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
There's no shot. And again, I think it's producing the way Nolan was producing Superman. Like, his name is there because it's a credit.
But he ain't going to be there.
He's going to be on Tatooine, and he's on off. He's got nowhere to be in this universe.
Sure. And Kurtzman, the longtime writing partner of Roberto Orci, Alex Kurtzman, he's directed a couple of things. And he's going to be directing one of the expanded universe Spider-Man films. But he started with some of these small, like a Chris Pine. Remember that little he did with Elizabeth Banks and Chris Pine?
Right.
Nice little film, but a small budget little film got him in there working, got his feet wet in directing. Then they gave him something bigger, and I really would have liked to have seen that happen with Orci. But once again, we're going to keep our fingers crossed for success for him because, like I said, couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.